More from your supporters than from you yourself. And I just wonder if you could take the opportunity. Why should Americans re-elect you?
I think that we have gone through 2.5 of the most challenging years that we've seen since the Great Depression. And during that time, not only have we been able to yank this economy out of a very, very deep recession, not only have we been able to stabilize the financial system and get the economy to grow again, not only have we now produced over 1.8 million jobs just in the last year. But what we've also been able to do is to make this society a little fairer, more competitive. We've been able to invest in things like clean energy like never before. We've been able to make sure that young people are able to go to college and make it more affordable. We've been able to make changes like Don't Ask, Don't Tell that allow people who want to serve their country as patriots able to do that regardless of sexual orientation. So we've, in addition to managing big crises, we've still been able to move a vision of the country forward that is going to give greater opportunity for more people than ever before. And of course, the job's not done. We've got to make unemployment still high. We still have to put more people back to work. We've got to bring the deficit down. Internationally, obviously, we still have enormous challenges, particularly given what's happened in the Middle East and how we manage that in a way that results in a world that is more democratic and more fair and more just and more respectful of human rights. I think I'm equipped to help us finish the job.
I wonder how you size up your potential opponents. I mean, all of us have been struck by Donald Trump rising to the top of the Republican field by feeding fantasies about your background. What do you make of that?
Well, I think that over the last 2.5 years, there's been an effort to go at me in a way that is politically expedient in the short term for Republicans, but creates, I think, a problem for them when they want to actually run in a general election where most people feel pretty confident. The president was born where he says he was, in Hawaii. He doesn't have horns. We may disagree with him on some issues, and we may wish that the unemployment rate was coming down faster, and we want to know his plan on gas prices, but we're not really worrying about conspiracy theories or birth certificates. And so I think it presents a problem for them. But look, I right now have such a big day job that I am not yet focused on what's happening on the other side. There will be a time where I'm very focused.
You called out your potential opponents a little bit yesterday, saying they embraced the Ryan plan.
Well, what is true is a couple of them seem to share that vision of where the country goes. And I think the 2012 election is going to be important. I said in my speech yesterday that there's clarity that is emerging about where we go as a country. We are at a fork in the road here. Now, I think somebody like Paul Ryan is very sincere. I think he fundamentally believes that government should get out of the way in just about all areas of life. And he genuinely believes that the more successful you or I are, we should keep as much of that monetary success as we can without giving much back. And I respect his sincerity on that. I respect the fact that that is the vision that the Republicans have presented. What we're now seeing is the fact that it's not enough just to say, I'm going to keep your taxes low and make government small. We've got to make real choices. Do we want to maintain Medicare? If we do, we've got to pay for it. Do we believe that we should have the best roads and the best airports and the best ports and the best railways in the world? Because we're the greatest country on earth. If we do, we've got to have a way of paying for it. If we believe that it's unacceptable for our seniors not to be able to go into a nursing home when they need care, or children who are poor not to be able to get a good education, if we believe those things, and I think the vast majority of Americans do, then we've got to make sure that we're paying for it. And I think government has to be smart, it has to be lean, it has to be efficient. But ultimately, the vision of society that I have is one in which we are rising together and we are competing with other countries around the world. And in order to do that, we can't just be thinking about ourselves. And that's particularly true for folks like you and me, George, who have been unbelievably blessed. Neither of us were born with a silver spoon in our mouths. But we were in a society where if you work hard and you're responsible and sometimes you're a little bit lucky, you can achieve that American dream. And I want to make sure that that's true for everyone.
And you're afraid it's going away right now?
I think that the American people are concerned, rightly so, because they've just gone through a decade in which their incomes didn't go up. They just went through a decade in which the top 1%, the top 1/10 of 1%, saw their incomes skyrocket, but for the other 99%, things were pretty tough. And I've got a lot of young people who are now coming out of college who are seeing a tough job market. They see competition from other countries. As I travel around the world, and I see a country like Brazil saying, we're going to build all these new broadband lines and railway operations. And you go to South Korea and they're pouring more and more money into education. And countries that used to look up to America as an example of a modern, well-functioning society, and who now seem like they have bigger plans than we do. That's not the America I want to live in. That's not the America you or anybody else who's watching wants to raise their kids in. The thing about America that is great is that we're bold, we're tough, we go through some tough times occasionally, but we're resilient, and eventually we come together to make sure that we are number one. And there's no reason that this time is any different, but it does mean that we've got to make some fundamental choices, and that's what this election is going to be about.
Thanks for your time.
It's great to talk to you.